All right, I'm gonna make a little video closer up with a little audio to show you what we're doing here. At this station, we're just breaking it down into primals. We've got this is the butt side of the ham, the head was over here of the pig. This is the ham. This is the picnic shoulder up here. We've got some loin on the top, and we've got the belly, which is the bacon at the bottom. So what I do is, I will cut the ham off, and I'll cut the pork shoulder off, and I'll hand that off to my lovely assistants, and they're cubing it up, and all that is going to be ground. So I'll just get started, and I'll edit this down as we go, and make this as interesting as possible. Thank you. You good, Benny? Okay. Just want to start with a good sharp knife. Okay. And we're going to end up sawing in a kind of a parallel to the outside of the butt here. But the saw is really great for bone, but it gets super gommed up and it gets super dull if going through meat. So I like to try to find my path. First thing I want to do is take the belly and separate it from the ham so I'm not cutting into the bacon. So now that's out of the way. And now I've got a pretty clean point of view of the ham. So I'm going to go ahead with my knife and kind of cut around it, knowing that there's I believe two bones in the way. There's an H bone, and there is also just the tailbone going through the middle. So I'll take it. So there's my parallel line. I'm coming over here this side. I'm not perpendicular. I'm trying to go with that line. And I got through. And all I got to do is take my knife one time, and I got a clean break. And that's the ham. That's part of the sausage, babe. On this side over here, I'm keeping a bucket for just, there's little things like this. You think, oh no, that's gross. What is that? That's part of the lymph nodes. If it got ground up and we ate it, it'd be no problem. But as we find that kind of stuff as we go, we're going to fix it. Okay? Now with this one, we've already got, 1, 2, 3, 4. Somehow, miraculously, we've already got the line that we need here. So we count 5 bones over, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th and 5th, and you split it in between there. So I'm going to come up here. The only bone I have to deal with is this little bit of cartilage right here. I might have to, if I do it right there, I don't have to get my saw. Now I can make a nice clean cut, hypothetically, all the way. Okay, and now I've got it separated, and where it's a lot easier, I just take my saw, just a couple. There's just a little bit of I don't know if that's the H bone or the neck bone there. And that's the front shoulder. So this is, if you think about it, this here is the hock it was walking on, and there's a little bit of ribs on the inside. So what I'll do, just to make it easier for my next people, is go ahead and take off the ribs. It works really well if they have, so like this here is kind of bloody from the kill. We'll cut that off and we'll discard it. But I can go ahead and just cut the ribs out. Okay. Now while I've got it here, I'll just go ahead and take off this ugly part. And it will be ready for chickens. So this will be waste. That is just a little bit of ribs and a little bit of the backbone. There's a little bit maybe of the tenderloin. What happened on this one was I was using a reciprocating saw, and I know this one doesn't have much loin on it. And I was like, why doesn't it have much loin? I got kind of off with my reciprocating saw, and so I didn't have a nice clean 2/2 equal whatnot. They can have that, and they can have this. That's ready for them as well. That leaves me with the loin and the belly. Okay, loin and the belly. First thing I'm going to do is there's the pork tenderloin on the inside of the ribs this direction. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. Just kind of riding along the ribs. And I can just remove it. Cutting off gristle, cutting off little lymph nodes. And this can be ground, or it is the tenderloin, but like, I think about for us, like, there's 7 of us. Like, what good is this going to be? You know, so we're probably just going to grind it in. One cut of ugly here. That's ready for them. Now, as I approach the ribs and the bacon, this one is unique because I can just go ahead and cut the ribs off here. Like, see here? This is the ribs right here. So if I just run my knife along the ribs, and I try to stay close to the ribs because on this side of the ribs is the tenderloin, or the pork loin, and on this other side is the bacon. So I don't want to screw any of those two cuts up. So my knife is trying to ride along, trying to ride right along these ribs here, and I'm just kind of peeling it. Grab a hold of this right here, and you don't have to pull much tension. Just, and so I'm literally following the ribs down. I don't know. Okay, hold on a second. Now, if I take this, already I am recording, okay? You want to say hi to everybody? Okay. Okay. So these ribs. Say sausage is the best. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's a rack of ribs. It's going to my rib pile over here. And then I've got belly for bacon over here. And this is a tenderloin, or a loin. And I've got a little bit of bones I need to pick out. Okay.
I'll just call Papa John's and order pizza, okay?
That's fine. Okay. Okay. So this is just an this loin didn't come out the greatest. I'd already chopped it in half when I split the pig. And so this is a pork loin. It's a little on the smaller side, but we'll cut it up and vacuum seal it here in a little bit.
It's great tenderloins.
old ladies had gotten their teeth
Yeah.
pulled, had their picture taken for fun. Harold got a hold of the picture and he put it in the Brazil paper. Then they went to do hogs that winter, that fall. They had like a big hog room, probably did a dozen or so with a bunch of families. And the girls, they made homemade ice cream, and Grandma and whoever else it was got a whole ice cream, got some pig eyes, put them down in his bowl. He got it in his mouth. Of course, they were all waiting for him to freak out. He just put it out, looked at it, put it back in, and ate it.